Well, I won't have to go to the circus this fall because the Phillies did it for me last night. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phillies Hot Seat Videocast, and today we're going to be recapping last night's game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Baltimore Orioles, as the Philadelphia Phillies lost 10-9 to the Baltimore Orioles. As this is a disgraceful performance from our baseball team. I mean, like, everything was pretty much pathetic. I mean, we scored 9 runs, which is really awesome, but the defense did not have their head in the game. I'll talk about one play that just made me go out of my mind. I literally just sat there and looked at the TV screen. Like, I had nothing to say to that. I mean, it was the Gene Segura drop pop fly in the infield. That was unacceptable. It was totally unacceptable. You have the bullpen just continuing to just be abysmal. Obviously, we optioned Nick Pivetta down, and we DFA, Nick Williams and everything. So, the guys we're calling up aren't really going to help us much. Pivetta, that should have been done. I mean, he's just awful. I mean, there's no other way to say it for him. We got Bryce Harper getting an opposite field home run last night. No batting gloves. Rhys Hoskins does look a little bit better. Still not where I want him to be yet, but he is starting to be more aggressive. It looks like he's trying harder than he was, which is good. But he's still not where he needs to be yet. But hey, I mean, still small steps. Scott Kingery looks awful. So there's a few guys that need to step it up a little bit more. We'll start the scoring summary. This is going to be a long scoring summary. Bottom of the third inning, Andrew McCutchen gets a fastball up there, and he singles on a line drive to right center field. Jay Bruce and Adam Hazley come around to score, and it is now a 2-0 Phillies lead. Then we jump ahead, bottom 5. Jay Bruce absolutely destroys a home run to right center field, his third home run of the season, and it is now a 3-0 Phillies lead. Then we jump ahead, top 6, Renato Nunez singles on a sharp line drive to left field, and Anthony Santander comes around to score, and it is now a 3-1 ball game. Then we got Rio Ruiz, doubling on a line drive to left field. Renato Nunez comes around to score, and it is now a 3-2 ball game. And then the Orioles tie it up. Dwight Smith Jr. singles on a ground ball to right field, and it deflected off of Scott Kingery, first of all, and it goes into right field. Ruiz comes around to score, and it is now tied up at 3. Then we jump ahead, top 7, Alberto doubles on a sharp line drive to left field. Panaka comes around to score, and it is now the 4-3 Orioles lead. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, I understand that the Orioles are a professional baseball team, but if we don't win 2 out of 3 in this series, it's unacceptable. I mean, that's all there is to it. I know they destroyed the Nationals, but unacceptable. I mean, this Baltimore Orioles team is not a good baseball team, and it's ridiculous. Anthony Santander, single on a sharp line drive to center field. Alberto comes around to score, and is now a 5-3 ball game. Then we got bottom 8. This was just awesome. I was live streaming this at bat. Bryce Harper, no batting gloves, hits a towering fly ball to left field. I wouldn't say towering, but it was definitely high up there. Carries out into the flower bed, bounces back onto the field. 4th home run of the season, a 2-run shot, no batting gloves, opposite field. Felt like it was watching like a home run from his rookie year. And it is now a tie ball game at 5. That was awesome. Then Gene Segura comes up and he crushes a fly ball to left field, a home run, no doubter. Second home run of the season. It is now a 6-5 Phillies lead. 6-5. You're going to the top of 9. 6-5. So all you have to do, we're bringing Hector Neris. All you have to do is just finish the job. But of course, we give it away like we always do. I'm so tired of these blown leads. I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of losing these games late. It's getting old. I mean, especially last year. We did it so much last year. Nunez singles on a line after we load the bases. Singles on a line drive to left field. Chris Davis comes around to score, and it is now a 6-6 ball game. Then we got Pedro Severino. This is the play that was just unacceptable. I mean, this is just, he hits a pop-up in the infield towards, I'd say, like first or second, but kind of like near the pitcher's mound on the, right side of the field. And it's clearly Rhys Hoskins' ball. I mean, even the pitcher could have gotten there, obviously, but it's clearly Rhys Hoskins' ball. And he goes over, he gets under it, and then Gene Segura runs over from third base out of his territory. And he says, I got it. And the ball just deflects right off of his glove. I mean, how does that happen? I mean, what that shows? That's a baseball team that is not together. And they just don't have their head. You know what happens? You see that a lot with teams that don't have good chemistry, not good communication. They don't have their heads in their game. They're not paying attention. And they even showed a video of Girardi afterwards, his reaction, and all he did was just stand with a stone cold face. I mean, you could tell that he was about to blow a gasket. I mean, you could tell he was about to throw the table across the room. I mean, he was really, really frustrated. And his response to us after the game, he said that Segura's not used to playing third base, and that usually a shortstop would charge that, and that was the excuse that he used. But I mean, Gene Segura is not a good defensive. He's just not a good player. He's not a good heads-up player. He never has been. He's been lazy. I remember one time last year where he hit this pop-up in the outfield and he didn't run, and then the guy dropped it, and then he should have been on second base, but instead he was on first base because he was lazy and he didn't run out. He didn't do his job. So unacceptable. Poor communication skills. Not having their head of the game. That's what. And I blame some of this on Hoskins because he should have been firm and said, "I got it. Instead, he just he was going to get it, but that's not good communication. He should have called Gene off and said no. But that ball should have been caught. I don't care who caught it. That ball should have been caught. And how in the world does that happen? That is just, oh my goodness. That was, I still can't believe that happened. Then we got bottom line. We load the bases, 2 outs. Didi Gregorius gets himself in an 0-2 count. Then he singles to center field to score 2 runs, and the Phillies tie it up at 8. Unbelievable. I turned the game off after that drop fly ball, and I checked I was making the post game, getting it ready, and then I check, and I see that the Phillies loaded the bases, and I'm like, oh my gosh! I turn on the game, and then Didi Gregorius hits a base hit to center field to score 2 runs. So it's an 8-8 ball game. Then we come to head top 10. Obviously, the runner on second base, obviously goes into effect here. Austin Hayes hits a line drive to center field. Roman Quinn, you're taught this in Little League. You keep the ball in front of you. He dives. And the ball goes way past him, hits the wall. And Quinn has to run all the way to retrieve it. And it's an inside the park home run. I can't believe that you're taught in Little League, keep the ball in front of you, especially when you know you have a runner on second base. What's the worst that could happen? Just keep the ball in front of you, get the ball in, the runner would have scored. But why would you make a big risk like that and die for it? That is just not heads up baseball right there, and gives the Orioles a 10-8 lead. Keep in mind, this is the Orioles, ladies and gentlemen. Think about how scary that is. How bad our pitching has been. I don't really blame Guerrero for this, who was on the mound when this happened, because honestly, he's probably just the best performance we got out of our bullpen last night of all the other guys. Because he basically gave up a single. That should have been a single, and obviously that runner on second base wasn't his fault. So it was an unearned run. Then we got bottom 10, too little, too late. We got a runner on second. Obviously, Gene Segura made the last out, so he went to second. Jay Bruce singles on a sharp line drive to right field to score Gene Segura, and it's now a 10-9 ball game. And then we get second and third with 1 out. Roman Quinn hits a weak ground ball to third base, out. And then Rhys Hoskins grounds out to shortstop to end the game. So we deserve to lose after that. We don't have our heads in the game. We're making boneheaded decisions like diving for a ball that he should have kept it in front of him. Instead, he dove for it, goes all the way to the wall. How hard is it just to they teach you that in Little League. It's pathetic. He lets him go all the way to the wall, and then that allows the guy to hit an inside the park home run. And then you got this pop-up. That's another thing they teach you in Little League. And he can make all the excuses that he wants. Well, the lights were in my eyes. I don't even care. It's so ridiculous. You got Andrew McCutchen going 1 for 4, 2 RBIs. Roman Quinn 0 for 2. I'd bench him after that because honestly, you deserve to be benched. First of all, you don't do fundamental baseball. If you're second and third, 1 out, don't get him home. Then you make that horrible bonehead decision in the outfield. Rhys Hoskins 2 for 6, starting to look a little bit better. he's being a little bit more aggressive. If Hoskins is going to start swinging the bat and hitting the ball more, hitting the ball harder more, then I'll give him more credit. And honestly, he does look better. I will give him that, and I really hope he starts playing. I wish him nothing but the best. Bryce Harper, 2 for 4, 2 runs scored, 2 RBI, 1 walk. He's hitting 324 this year, 4 home runs, 10 RBIs, 10 walks. He's having himself a good year. JT cooled off tonight, 0 for 3, 2 walks. Didi Gregorius had a 1 for 5 performance, 2 RBIs. Gene Segura, 1 for 4 with that home run. Jay Bruce, 3 for 5. He had a good night, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Scott Kingery has been playing terrible baseball. He goes 0 for 5 last night. He's now batting 100. He's been terrible, and it's really disappointing. Adam Hazley, 0 for 3, 1 run scored, and 1 walk. And Phil Gosselin came off the bench, hit a nice line drive off the pitcher's foot that deflected off of him, and that was good for a single. He's batting 500 on this year, guys. He's our best pinch hitter. There's no question. Him and Jay Bruce. I mean, obviously Jay Bruce is kind of the DH now, but I love Phil Gosselin. 1 for 1. He went, and then we're going to talk a little bit about Zach Wheeler. He went 5 2/3, 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Not his night last night. I know he didn't pitch terrible, but if you watched the game, man, he allowed a lot of solid contact. I mean, I'm surprised. 8 hits. I mean, almost every ball of the Orioles was hard hit. I mean, it was a line drive right to the left fielder. It was a line drive right to first base. It was a lot of hard hit balls, and only 8 of them were hits. Only struck out 2 guys last night. 3 earned runs. Not his night. Not his night at all. His other 2 starts were much, much better. And the thing I find funny is he faced the New York Yankees last time. And then he comes to the Baltimore Orioles, and he doesn't do that's just baseball, but wow, baseball's a weird game like that. You face the best team in baseball, and you face one of the worst teams in baseball. You do better against the best team, not as good against the bad team. Adam Morgan, at third of an inning, 1 strikeout. Tommy Hunter, an inning, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 strikeout. He could blame not getting into the groove all he wants. I mean, this guy's not that good. I mean, it's just is what it is. I don't really expect him to be that good, to be honest with you. He's just not a good. He's just old, Like, he used to be good, but he's just really not that good. Jose Alvarez, an inning, 1 hit. I mean, I like Alvarez. I mean, he's done good this year. Probably one of our best. I mean, it's pathetic how bad our bullpen is. He's a guy that I'm not real scared to have in the game. Hector Neris, man, this guy's hit or miss. An inning, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, loads his bases. Blown save, his first of the year. So he ain't it either. I mean, none of the guys in the bullpen they're all trash, man. I mean, most of them. I mean, it's pretty pathetic. Guerrero gets the loss, an inning, 1 hit, 2 runs, one of them was earned, obviously, since that runner at second wasn't. Obviously, it's just part of the rules of the game, which I think is a little bit weird, but whatever. Hopefully it doesn't happen next year. I'm okay with it this year. I just don't want to have it in the regular 162 game season. Yeah, man, it's just really pathetic how bad our bullpen is, and not just our bullpen, but how about our defense and our heads-up play. It's really concerning, and I really don't want to blame Girardi for this. I mean, Segura would have done that last year with Gabe Kapler as manager. I guarantee you that. I mean, let's just be honest with ourselves. And I'll say it is pathetic. I mean, they need to get their head in the game, and they need to know what's going on. And I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, he's going to catch that. I mean, occasionally you're just going to make a bad error, you know what I'm saying? But it seems like it just was it kind of just felt, if I could say this right, it kind of just wasn't a surprise due to the circumstances of last night's game. But they showed earlier that they didn't have their head in the game. The Roman Quinn, obviously just happened after that. Roman Quinn diving for a ball that he could have just kept in front of him. Not having heads-up play. And it wasn't just, obviously, you can have a ground ball, hit to, a fly ball hit to Bryce Harper. I guarantee you, he'll probably drop it one time. And it won't be the end of the world, but everybody makes an error. But it just felt like it just was a common theme last night for the Phillies. So, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I apologize for getting it out so late. I had to work early this morning, and I had other things to do, so I apologize. But 7:05 is the first pitch tonight. A lot of thunderstorms where I am right now. I'm sorry if you did hear the thunder. A lot of lightning. I'm looking out the window. A lot of lightning's coming in, so it's like a big thunderstorm going on right now. So, guys, Who knows what game's obviously still going to be on for tonight. Zach Eflin takes the mound. It's pretty good his last start. Leback takes the mound for Baltimore, 1-0 with a 6.91 ERA. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Check social media, link in the description section. Please call or text 267-225-3392. Email at phillieshotsif@gmail.com. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to y'all later. Let's go Phillies. 7-5 the first pitch. See you guys later. Bye.